Hi Junior Giants, this is your Kelseyville AmeriCorps Ambassador, Michael Camacho here, with a really fun STEM experiment that you can do. If you don't know what STEM stands for, it stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. Today, we're going to be making a rainbow in a cup. So for starters, the scientific principles that we're going to be learning about and exploring is density, and we'll talk more about that later on in the video. I would recommend this for maybe the older participants, the 7 to 9 year olds or the 10 to 17 year old age. However, with parent supervision, because we are going to be handling hot water, I don't see why T-ballers wouldn't be able to do this as well. So for starters, let's go over the supplies you're going to need. You're going to need a clear glass. You are going to need water. Doesn't have to be purified water. You can get it straight from your sink or wherever you get water from. You're going to need a mug of some kind or something that you can microwave water in. You're going to need 5 separate cups. Any type of cups will do, as long as you got 5 of them. You're going to need some sort of a way to measure out tablespoons. You're going to need an eyedropper or pipette. And then finally, you're going to need Skittles. Any Skittles will do. I have dark side Skittles because that was what was available. But anyways, let's begin. All right, so for our first step, what we are going to do is we want to separate out our Skittles into the different colors, and we want to put a specific amount in each cup. So the amount you want, it doesn't matter which colors you use, just as long as you're using the right amounts. But for starters, I have 2 red in the first cup. I have 4 purple in my second cup. I have 6 green in my third cup. I have 8 orange in my fourth cup. And then I have 10 blue in my last cup. All right, so next what we want to do is we want to take our mug filled with water and we want to put it in the microwave for 1.5 minutes. This is the part where you want to be careful because it is going to come out warm. You don't want it boiling, but you want it hot. So let's do that. Okay, so the next step that we want to do is we want to take 2 tablespoons of our warm water and we want to pour 2 tablespoons of water into each cup. I've already done this ahead of time, but essentially what that's going to do is that's going to take the color out of the Skittles and color the water. And while this is happening, it's also going to be dissolving the sugar into the water. So you actually want to mix each cup every 10 minutes with the water or so until the Skittles are completely dissolved. All right, so now that our Skittles are completely dissolved, it took about half an hour. So we stirred them 3 times every 10 minutes. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our pipette or eyedropper and we're going to start filling up the glass, starting with the cup that had the most Skittles and going down in order. So we'd go with the one with 10, then the one with 8, then the one with 6, then the one with 4, then the one with 2. Now I'm about to fill it up with the cup that had 8 Skittles in it. So now that we already have a layer, we want to do this very slowly. And the reason why is because you can mix the liquids together and that's not what you want to do. So if you look, I'm just going to very slowly just drizzle it down, just like that. So what we're actually seeing happening right now is we're seeing the different densities aren't mixing together. So density, for those of you who don't know, is the amount of matter in space. So essentially what we did is when we mixed the water with the Skittles, the sugar actually went into the water itself, and that matter filled up the space in the water. So because our blue cup with 10 Skittles in it has more sugar than our one with 8 cups, and then our 8 Skittles have more than our one with 6 Skittles, and that has more than our one with 4 Skittles, and so on and so forth. They're going to layer on top of each other. They're not going to actually mix with each other because they're different densities. They're different weights, if you want to put it in another term. So I've added all 5 layers into our cup, and if you see, none of the layers are mixing together, and that's because as we go up in the layers, there's less and less sugar in each layer, which means there's less weight in each layer. So, that being said, I'm your Kelseyville Junior Giants AmeriCorps Ambassador, Michael Camacho, and go Junior Giants. Bye!